to tell you about Tamela Monique Hammond from Pascagoula, Mississippi today. Unfortunately, during my time as a supervisor with Adult Protective Services, I learned firsthand how easy it can be to toe the line and work the system and find a loophole to run these unlicensed group homes or senior care homes, and that's exactly what this girl did. This story was written by Noah Noble out of WLOX, and I normally don't read exactly from the story, but to make sure I capture the severity of this, I have to for this one. On Thursday, July 25th, Elegant Personal Care owner Tamela Monique Hammond was arrested by Pascagoula police and charged with 7 felonies, one for each of the seniors who were under her care. The charges include exploitation of a vulnerable person, inflicting severe mental anguish, and willfully inflicting pain on a vulnerable adult. Now, this all unfolded on Wednesday, July 24th, when one of the care residents, Mr. Willie James Adams, was rushed to Singing River Hospital. He was an amputee who was starved and had not been taking his medication. That prompted authorities to be contacted, and later that evening they saw ambulances arriving at the facility, and all of the remaining 6 care residents were taken out in ambulances. Now, Mr. Willie James Adams wasn't just any person who was getting care at the facility. He is married to Tamela's mother. Tamela's mother was also one of the 7 care residents that had to be removed from the facility in an ambulance because she was also being neglected. Now, when Noah Noble covered the story for WLOX, he was allowed to go inside the buildings. The owner of the building was about to change the locks. And he said that the smell of urine was so overwhelming. The sheets were stained, and then now they've condemned the building because of the conditions. Tamela's own sister has said that she tried to go to the facility to visit her mother, and she would ring the doorbell, she would call. They were never allowed in. Other family members have said the same thing. She was isolating these 7 people. No one was allowed to visit because of the conditions. And I'm going to go out on a limb and use my Adult Protective Services investigator background and say she was probably collecting all of their social securities, she was probably their representative payee, and she was also probably collecting any other benefits from the state that they received. And they were probably on waiver programs, and they were probably receiving services that she was providing, so she was probably being paid for those too. Unrelated to the story and petty as hell, but let's look at what this 53-year-old woman looks like in her booking photo, and let me show you what she looks like on Facebook, and this is why we can't trust online dating these days. That's a catfish. She also says that she studied nursing at Mississippi State University. Now, she does not call herself a nurse, but she does say that she studied nursing while she says she is simply about her business. You were not about taking care of those people's business, ma'am. And just because I have mad respect for all nurses who actually are doing the Lord's work, I went to the Mississippi Nursing License Verification website, I typed in her name, and what do you know? She's not a nurse. I worked as part of a task force that did a few sting operations in Texas that shut down people exactly like her, and I think I'll tell you some of those stories next. But I really hope there is a special place in hell for her. And you know what, Tamela? If you are lucky enough to make it to advanced age, you're going to need someone to care for you one day, and it doesn't get more vulnerable than needing someone to help you use the restroom and bathe and take care of your activities of daily living when you get to be advanced age.